As Celtic come off the back of a massive win against Rangers in the Scottish Cup, attention now turns to league action, Motherwell at home at Celtic Park this Saturday at 3 o'clock. In this video I'll look at last Sunday's derby and the effect it'll have on both teams going forward in the title race. Alongside that I'll look at Saturday's game against Motherwell and how the two teams are matched up going into it. I'll also look at the Green Brigade and the possibility of them getting back into Celtic Park. Where else could I start but looking at last Sunday's Glasgow Derby, Rangers 0, Celtic 0, Celtic coming away with the victory on penalties, winning 4-2, Thomas Chevanshara with the decisive goal in the game. The penalty kick, Celtic's fourth penalty, 4 from 4 on the day, Rangers missing 2 through Gassama and James Tavernier. Now the stats for Celtic before the penalty shootout weren't looking too good. 24 shots for Rangers, only 1 for Celtic, and the one that really is flattering, 51 crosses for Rangers, only 9 for Celtic. That just shows they're putting so much balls into the box, but the Celtic defenders found a deal to deal with it. If it was Liam Scales, Austin Trusty, Dane Murray, Benjamin Arthur, they were all there. Julian Araujo, none less than him. They were all there. They were all getting involved, and it was a gritty performance from Celtic. Backs against the wall, but they found a way to leave Ibrox with a victory. Despite this result being overshadowed by off-the-field issues, this result for Celtic is very, very positive and will send them forward in a very, very good way going into the final few months of the season. Rangers, on the other hand, though, they are in disarray. 2 games where they should have bet Celtic, they didn't, and that will have massive repercussions on their season, and they may come out of it with 0 trophies. Pressure will now be piling on Danny Rowell. With the money they spent in January, around £15 million, does them not winning a trophy this season put his job at risk? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think if Danny Rowell doesn't win the league with Rangers this season, will he survive past the summer? Now looking ahead to Saturday, Celtic v Motherwell, a 3 p.m. kick-off at Celtic Park. It feels like so long since Celtic have played at home on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, but now is their opportunity, and they'll be playing before Hearts and Rangers. Hearts travel to Kilmarnock on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Tough place to go. Neil McCann will be looking to do everything he can to get Kilmarnock out of the relegation playoff zone. And for Rangers, they travel to St Mirren. Paisley, always a tough place for them to travel to, but Stephen Robertson, the St Mirren manager, has agreed today that he'll be joining Aberdeen, so there'll be an interim manager in that one for Rangers, so that could still prove an issue. But Celtic playing first is all that matters. If Celtic get the 3 points, they'll be 2 points behind Hearts and 4 ahead of Rangers. Well, how will Martin O'Neill line up for this game? Well, this is how I think he will. Sinizalo will keep his spot in nets after Kasper Schmeichel returning to training. What an outstanding performance from the young man from Finland on Sunday. The command he had on his box. So many times he came out to win it from crosses, punched the ball away. He made that space his own. Sometimes when keepers come into a team for the first time, their first couple of games are kind of lacking confidence. This guy, he's full of it, and that's what you need from a Celtic goalkeeper. He gets himself about and he's cherishing this opportunity. Left back, I feel Marcelo Sarachi will start this game. Kieran Tierney is not expected to be fit. It's kind of a game time decision. If he's fit, I think he'll play. If he's not, I think Sarachi will play, and I think Sarachi will be playing this game. He's featured in every game for Celtic since the 7th of February, apart from the derby on Sunday, the game where Kieran Tierney isn't in the squad. Liam Scales will start alongside Benjamin Arthur. Liam Scales playing left back on Sunday. Very solid performance, some good balls into the box, and a nice flick on for Daisa Maeda's offside goal. Benjamin Arthur, my notes here, calm, cool, collected. He came into a pressure environment and he played well. The first 60 minutes that he got on, very good. And you can see that there's going to be a player there, and there's a clear resemblance of Virgil van Dijk in his play. Julian Araujo, wow, what can I say about this man? He gets what it means to play for Celtic. The famous quote, Celtic jerseys don't shrink for inferior players. He epitomises that quote. What a player he is. Celtic have to sign him up. The passion he has just everything to do with Sunday, celebrating with the Celtic supporters after the winning penalty from Big Tam went in. Instead of running to celebrate with the Celtic players, he ran straight to the Celtic supporters, jumping into the crowd. Another famous saying, don't fall in love with a lone player, while Julian Araujo is making it hard not to do so right now. The level of performance and commitment he's putting in is exceptional. The midfield three, Luke McCowan, Rio Hatate and Benjamin Negron. On Sunday, that was Benjamin Negron's first start that he hasn't got a goal involvement in since the 11th of February against Livingston, that night where Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain found the winner in the 90th minute. Rio Hatate, is he back to his best? Well, he's certainly getting up to them levels again. If he continues these performances till the end of the season, Celtic are going to have a serious player on their hands, like we seen when Ange was here and spells in Brendan Rodgers' term. Luke McCowan makes up the midfield three, and I think he's a player who needs to take his chance if he gets it on Saturday. There was a couple times on Sunday and against Aberdeen in midweek last where he was on the ball and he thought he had more time than what he did and he loses it. I think he needs to be more swift and play in Tinekti and Yang and Dyson Maeda if he's playing through the middle. Play it over the top through ball, let them run onto it and let them chase, because Celtic wingers are best when they're taking their man on in behind. The front three, I think O'Neill will go for Sebastian Tinekti, Dyson Maeda and Hunju Yang. Starting with Tinekti, is he better as a substitute? That's what many Celtic fans are asking themselves right now. I think he is. The impact he has coming off the bench around the 60th minute. We seen it against Kilmarnock when he came on at halftime. He changed the game. Is it when there's tired legs he feels he can utilise his skills more, really? Possibly. But I think he still has the ability to do it from the first minute to the 90th, and I hope we see that on Saturday. Dyson Maeda, it was a good goal on Sunday and lucky to be ruled out. If Dyson Maeda keeps picking up them positions, he'll start to add more goals to his game. On the right, Yang, he needs to take his man on. Like Tinekti, we're not seeing the numbers that we want to see from Celtic wingers. Yang, he's had good spells over his time at Celtic. We need to see it on a consistent basis. And if Celtic want to win this title, Celtic are going to need to score more goals all in all. So no better time to start against Motherwell, a team that is on fine form despite a poor defeat last weekend. Speaking of that defeat against Dundee, here is the Motherwell 11 that they put out for that game. Some key men to look out for: Mash Wadise, 21 goals and 2 assists this season. Celtic should have been all over that move in January. I have no idea why not. It would have only been around £3 million to get the deal done. Very, very surprising for me that Celtic didn't go for that one. It's a no-brainer. I don't know if I'll ever know why they didn't go for that one. What a talent he is. Alongside him, Elijah Just, 6 goals and 6 assists for the 25-year-old. He's coming on to form. From New Zealand, a player that has got some goals in the past couple of games. He scored 2 goals in his last 5. A danger man out on that left-hand side. Stephen Welsh, a man that all Celtic fans will recognise, played a couple of games this season in between his loan spell at Motherwell. He will be ineligible for this game, being loaned from Celtic. The 2 previous meetings between Motherwell and Celtic this season have ended in a win apiece. The first meeting on the 5th of October when Brendan Rodgers was still at the club, 3-2 win for Celtic, a goal coming from Iheanacho, Negron and a 92nd minute winner for Dyson Maeda. The second meeting was not as favourable for Celtic. Under Wilfred Nancy, Motherwell ran out 2-0 victors, and they were well worthy of the win that night. The final thing I'd like to touch on this video is the Green Brigade. When will they be back in at Celtic Park? Well, the answer is we don't know. The club have now said that it's in the hands of the police. If the police allow the Green Brigade back in, they'll have to agree to certain rules and terms that'll allow them to be in their section with certain policing requirements, I'm sure. The exact details are not yet announced, and I'm not even sure if the Green Brigade themselves will know unless they accept that. They won't be able to accept it until they are allowed back in the first place. From a supporter's point of view, we need the Green Brigade back in. It's a massive couple months for the end of the season. Can Celtic get over the line to win this league title? Well, the Green Brigade and all 60,000 Celtic supporters must be behind the team, and when there's an empty section in the stadium, it's always hard to get that total 100% unity. In Saturday's game, I'm going to go for a Celtic win, 2-0 for Celtic. Benjamin Negron and Shevin Shara off the bench will get the goals for Celtic. That is going to be all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later for our match reaction. Hail, hail.